Hi there, I'm Phil, and this is another installment in my series on essential movies, films that every film student or budding filmmaker should see. Today I'm going to talk about His Girl Friday. Unlike my other series on story analysis, this is a spoiler-free zone, so I'm not going to talk about the film much at all.
I'm getting married, Walter, and I'm also getting as far away from the newspaper business as I can get.
It was based on a play called The Front Page, written by Ben Hecht and Charles MacArthur in the 1930s, adapted for the screen by Charles Lederer. And there was a previous film of this made called The Front Page.
The next time I see you, no matter where I am or what I'm doing, I'm going to walk right up to you and hammer on that monkey skull of yours till it rings like a Chinese gong.
And in fact, it's been made multiple times. There was a later version starring Jack Lemmon and Walter Matthau.
Walter, I'm getting married.
Getting married? What the hell for? You've already been married.
And there was even a version adapted to a cable news station called Switching Channels, starring Burt Reynolds, Kathleen Turner and Christopher Reeve.
I'm getting married.
But the version we're going to look at here is from 1940, His Girl Friday.
If I ever lay my two eyes on you again, I'm going to walk right up to you and hammer on that monkey skull of yours till it rings like a Chinese gong.
This is one of the classic screwball comedies of the era. I want you to watch this for two key reasons. One being the writing and the dialogue in particular. Ben Hecht and the screenwriter who helped adapt this, Charles Lederer, were famous for their dialogue. Their blistering, fast-paced, wisecracking dialogue.
I have a lunch date already.
Well, break it.
I cannot break it. Will you take your hands off me? What are you playing, osteopath?
Temper.
Ben Hecht originally was a journalist in Chicago during the Prohibition era of the 1930s, so he knew the gangsters of Chicago. He knew the things that journalists got up to. So everything you see here in how the newsroom and the journalists work is based on his real-life experience. This is how it really was back in those days.
Don't forget your pal, Hildy Johnson. And when the road beyond unfolds and the...
And it's a Howard Hawks film. Howard Hawks was famous for these kinds of films, including 20th Century, again based on a Ben Hecht play, and Bringing Up Baby, which starred Cary Grant and Katharine Hepburn, all with this famous cracking dialogue.
Oh, you're Bruce Baldwin?
Yes.
Well, who is he? Who are you?
My name's Pete Davis.
Well, Mr. Davis, is this any concern of yours?
Oh, no.
Well, from now on, I thank you to keep your nose out of my affairs.
But His Girl Friday is one of the best. Watch it in particular for how the dialogue is written, how it's played, and how it's shot. There are lots of long takes in this. There are lots of wide 2-shot, 3 shots, where they just let the actors play it out. There are entire scenes where there is very few cuts, if any at all. As a modern filmmaker, if you're going to have dialogue that is fast and overlapping, where the actors talk over each other...
Oh, for Pete's sake, Hildy, come on. We're waiting for that story.
We'll explain everything to them, Bruce.
Well, where's Mother? She said she was coming up here.
She left.
No, I can't hear you, Duffy. Where'd she go?
Out someplace.
No, junk the Polish corridor.
Hildy, tell me where my mother was going.
So Howard Hawks was a master at how to shoot these kinds of scenes and how to get what seemed like very theatrical performances, admittedly, but how to get that and make them cinematic. It's also, despite the fact that there are some long shots in the film, it's also in the editing. When they do cut, or when they do move the camera, it's very deliberate.
Something terrific has happened. Hold on. Walter, Hildy, come over here right away. Wait, Bruce, just a second. I'll explain everything. Walter, get this.
And it's very much driven by the dialogue and the character movement. It also is a really good example of a very classic, straightforward 3-act structure. I won't talk about that in detail here, that's for a story analysis video, but see if you can recognise the clear 3-act structure, inciting incident, first act, midpoint, second act, turning points in this film, if you've looked at any of my other videos. Another reason to watch this, apart from it's just a great fun film, is it's Cary Grant and Rosalind Russell at their best. If you've never seen a Cary Grant film, start with this one. And then I'd recommend go and check out Bringing Up Baby with Cary Grant and Katharine Hepburn. But there are so many great Cary Grant films after all. Rosalind Russell, the main ones for her is this and perhaps Auntie Mame were the ones to check out for her. But this is the classic Rosalind Russell archetype character. And in fact, if any of you have seen the Coen brothers film, The Hudsucker Proxy, this is where the Jennifer Jason Leigh character, Amy Archer, comes from. This is who she's taking a riff off. It's Rosalind Russell or Barbara Stanwyck put together, essentially.
Seek and ye shall find, work and ye shall prosper. These were the watchwords of my education, the ethos of my tender years. These were the values that were instilled in me while I was growing up in a little town you've probably never heard of.
Do you mind if I join you?
Be my guest.
So check out His Girl Friday, one of my films that I recommend every film student and budding filmmaker should see. And if you'd like to learn more about filmmaking, check out my book linked below. It is expensive, but if you're serious about filmmaking, it's worth it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.
I'd know you any time, any place.
Anywhere. Ah, you're repeating yourself, Walter. That's the speech you made the night you proposed.
Yeah, I notice you still remember it.
Of course I remember it. If I didn't remember it, I wouldn't have divorced you.
Yeah, so I wish you hadn't done that, Hildy.
Done what?
Divorce me. Makes a fella lose all faith in himself. Almost gives him a feeling he wasn't wanted.
Oh, now, look, Junior, that's what divorces are for.